Can you hear me now, beloved? So let me know if you can hear me, because from my side, it just looks fine. Let me pause. No, you can't hear me. Let me pause. Is it everyone? Because I can hear myself now. Can you hear me now? Okay, you can hear me now. Okay. Yeah, okay, good. Okay, welcome to Transmission Thursdays. We're back. Yeah, we had that technical difficulty for a moment, but we're here. And we're doing divine unions today. Who is excited? Let me see with a dancing red lady or a heart that you're excited about this conversation. Okay, great. Thank you, beloveds. So today we're talking about divine unions. This was a requested conversation by Matlokonolo. She is our residential warrior. She's the one who requested the conversation on money, and then she's like, Joy, can you also now talk about divine unions? Can you talk about the conversation of the one, soulmates, twin flames? And this is something, I mean, I did have a conversation with Nehanda and Max last year in Warriors of Light about divine unions. So if you didn't watch that episode, I think it will really help you to understand even more. It's on my YouTube, on YouTube, my YouTube channel, Joy Muhami. So go check out that conversation as well after you listen to this one. I mean, I think it will really complement really well. Okay. So, yeah, welcome back. Hashtag Warriors of Light. Let me know that you are here. Let me know that you are excited with that red lady emoji. Yes. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I love this conversation, beloveds, because I love love. And I think everyone loves love. Everyone, meaning women and men, right? Let's break the whole idea that it's only women who love love. Every human being loves love, because love is who we are, right? It is the frequency of the divine. The divine is love. God is love. And so we love love. We love to express love, experience love, and so on. So today we're just going to talk about the concept of divine unions. And we're going to talk about this concept from from an ascension level. So I'm going to ask you to come up with me, okay? And we're going to open our hearts for this conversation, okay? So let's actually come down a little bit wherever we are and come to our heart so that we're in that frequency, okay? So we're going to emit together. So we're going to imagine that we are all together in one room. We're sitting in a beautiful circle. And we take a deep breath in and out. Like that. Just release all that energy. I know you've been holding some energy from the week. So take a deep breath and just let go. Good. And I want you to become aware of your physical heart. Okay. And we're just going to ask in from our Holy Mother, Holy Father God, our Christed beloved guardians, our ancestors who are in service and who are devoted to the law of one, who are devoted to Christos Sophia, which is the divine masculine and the divine feminine. to give us the divine dispensation of sapphire blue light. This sapphire blue light is actually the light of the color of the Holy Spirit. And we request for this flame, it's also called the Amraya flame, to begin to come into our energy field, into our light body, and to begin to clear out all the energies we've been carrying from the week, releasing all of them, and we're going to flush them down into the earth. And we're just sending them to earth core, to the crystalline core of Manala's body, so that our mother's body can transmute all these energies of the week. And we begin to feel, and I want you to use your imagination, begin to feel that sapphire blue. It's like a liquid light, like it's water, but it's blue light moving in every part of your body right now, awakening your essence, awakening your soul frequency, awakening the divine intelligence within you, so that you can be in your sovereignty and you can hear me from this level of your consciousness. And we ask for this divine dispensation to happen throughout the session, to continue to clear us, so we may hear from our soul, from our core. So take a deep breath. And that is done. It is done. It is done. It is done. Ashe, Makosi. Okay. Opening your eyes wherever you are. I hope you're feeling much better now. I am feeling much better. So we're going to have this conversation, from our soul, right? And I'm going to share this conversation from my own understanding. And of course, someone else might have a different understanding. So I'm only sharing this transmission from my perspective and understanding of our reality and understanding of the soul and the journey of the soul in this planet. Okay, so typically this is like a long module that I do in the mystery school, which is opening very soon. By the way, check out. It's actually opening next week, the mystery school. So I'm going to literally compress something that is quite deep to understand into this 1 hour session. Okay. Okay, so let's talk about divine unions. We can't talk about divine unions without talking about who we are, right? So we are eternal beings, we are soul beings, we're spiritual beings who are having a human experience. And as spiritual eternal beings, we have a creator, right? And most of us, we consider our creator God, or pure source consciousness, or the pure creator, all that is, right? There are many different names that we use, but I love to call our creator Holy Mother, Holy Father God, as you guys may know, right? So our creator is called the Godhead in their entirety. But when it comes to our universe, our creator works with this universe within what is called the law of gender. And the law of gender is the law that says that in our universe, there is the masculine and the feminine. And so there is the Godhead up above. It's like it's something that we can't comprehend actually, right? And the Godhead is like in high dimensions. And after the Godhead, we have the aspect of the Godhead that is the masculine, which is what we call the Holy Father. And then on the other side, we have the aspect of God that is the Holy Mother, right? So these are the beginning of the law of gender. And then as we go down, separating even more, going down in dimensions, going to the point in which we are at currently, we keep having union in the same way that there's the union of God, which we call the Godhead. There's also union of a soul, which we call the monad. And I won't go deep into it, right? Which we call the monad. Understanding the monad is kind of like important because the monad is like the origin of your soul. You were first created as a monad, and that monad is like a big part of your soul, then separated into different strands of God energy or souls, essentially. The monad is made up, or together, a monad is made up of 144 souls, okay? These 144 souls, if you were to make a picture, I do that in my class, it's 12 souls, 12 main souls. These main souls are called the oversouls. And then underneath each oversoul, there are other 12 other souls, 12 souls and 12 souls. And all together, that means 12 main oversouls and 12 under each oversoul makes 144, which is what we call a monadic group. This is the best I can do. I know I may be a PhD, but yeah, just play with me, hold that thought, remember that. So then under the oversoul, there are these 12 souls. These 12 souls is what we call your soul family. You belong to you are one of these 12 souls in your primary soul group. These 12 souls, 6 of them are holding the frequency of the masculine, and 6 of them are holding the frequency of the feminine. These 12 souls, they are actually pairs, they are twins. So there are 6 twins that are made up of 6 masculine and 6 feminine, right? The two, one that is the masculine and one that is the feminine together, they came from the same flame of God, and they are considered to be twin flames. This is your divine union. In your creation, when we were splitting from God, as we kept going down and down in separation, the last version of you that separated before this you is there was another aspect that currently right now is in a different body, and it's in a different gender. So it's holding, if like me, I'm the feminine. So there's a part of my soul that is holding the masculine. And this part of my soul, that's my divine union. That's my genetic equal. This part, this other aspect of me that's existing somewhere in the world, is holding the same DNA coding as me. Soul DNA, not ancestral, not my bloodline, but our soul DNA is the same thing. This is the other twin that is holding the different frequency. I'm holding the frequency of the Holy Mother. My beloved is holding the frequency of the Holy Father. That's the divine union. I just finished the class. Are we together? Let me know if that makes sense. Of course, I'm gonna kind of like expand, and we will do some questions as well. There's obviously much more to say, but essentially, everyone has a divine union. This is not mythology. It's not Hollywood. Every soul in its original creation was created from the original monad, and it's divided into 144, and as part of your 144. The 144 are your soul family. All those are, remember I started with the monadic group. These 144 souls are very close to your soul. They have journeyed with you throughout time as an eternal being, right? The 12 that I spoke about, that belong to one over soul. These are your primary soulmates. These are the closest souls to you, okay? And then the one who is the other aspect, who's the other twin, is your divine beloved. Okay, now that we get that, where should I start? I'm just like, let me take a minute. Let me take a minute because we are all processing. Let's process. Are we good? Does this make sense? Let me know. I'm going to drink after I just did all that breakdown. But essentially, yes, everyone has a divine union. There is the one. Now, the conversation of how do you find the one is what we need to go into in a minute. But let's take a breather, and come back in a minute. Okay. Okay. So what does this mean? As a monad, as the 144 souls, we have projects that we do together. In these projects, when we do them, we choose to come to a planet like planet Earth to come and do our project as a group. And so when we do this project as a group, I call this project a mission. We have a mission. So as the monadic group, we then choose our roles, the different roles that we will play as a monad when we come here. And we choose the genders and our races and where we will be. A lot of monadic groups, the 144, tends to incarnate together, as in like we come together. We may not all come, we may not all meet in the one lifetime, but typically in your life, there are some people in your life that belong to your monad. They are your soulmates. They are truly the closest souls to you. Okay. Those that are in the 12, or the primary group. So think of the 12 as your primary soulmates, 144 as your secondary soulmates. Okay, so primary, these are the most important souls to you. And we incarnate together with our missions. And sometimes as a monad, you will marry someone from your secondary group because they're your soulmate. Or you marry someone from your primary soulmate group, the 12, or you will marry your divine union, your original genetic equal. So what I'm trying to say is that with that in mind, there isn't this just that you can only be with your divine union. We incarnate with a mission, and sometimes the mission doesn't require that you are with your divine union. Sometimes you are to be with one of the soulmates, your primary soulmates, or one of the 144. So what this means is that some of the people you have dated, some you have loved, some of them are part of your 144. And what tends to happen is that when we come here, even if you did not know this information I'm telling you, your soul knew this. And we recognize each other. So sometimes your attraction to that person, it's because they are part of your group. They are part of your soul group. And so you are recognizing them. Sometimes the person you've dated has had a lifetime with you where you were married and you were lovers. And so there is this karmic connection. We call these karmic soulmates because we went through some journeys together and we come back together to heal, to resolve some of the things that we went through. That is why sometimes someone can trigger something within you, even if they haven't done something to you. Like you can be in a relationship and feel suspicious of the other person and feel like they're going to betray you, even if they haven't betrayed you yet. What's actually happening is that your soul remembers a lifetime where they did betray you. So you are projecting your unhealed wound from that lifetime to this lifetime. And then you essentially, the reason why you're with them is to heal that past wound from that different lifetime. Right. So what I have found is that actually majority of the people you have dated is because you have met them before. The reason why I say this is because majority of the human race, we are actually old. There are some new souls, as in like brand new to planet Earth, but majority we are actually old. And if you are listening to me, you are probably old, as in like you've been here a couple of times. So that means that the probability of someone in your life having been one of your partners in the past is very, very high. And that attraction you feel towards them is what we call a karmic connection. You were pulled to them because of this karmic energy, this unhealed energy from the past. That is what attracted you to them, right? Yes. So you will find that you may be with either someone who's a secondary soulmate or someone who is a primary soulmate. Relationships, obviously, with someone who is a primary soulmate are quite intense. They are powerful because they're very close to your frequency and to your soul blueprint. So they really understand you at a vibrational level, frequency level, you know. So they because of that, they have a deep understanding of your soul and a deep understanding of what your soul needs. So they may be the person that may trigger you the most, because there is not only a deep wound, but a deep connection. That deep connection comes from other lives you've had with them as partners, because we are exploring love. We need to understand in this planet, we're exploring love. We're exploring who we are, and we are love. So that's what we're here to do. So a lot of the time, that person that you have this deep connection to, you can't seem to really move away from. They have not only the great potential to make you feel deeply loved, but they also have the great potential to make you feel deeply hurt. They are probably part of your soul group, right? They're probably someone you've had a couple of lifetimes with. So it means there is a lot of wounds to clear with them. So part of the reasons why we have relationships that we have, this is part of the reasons. There's a whole entire module, like I said, to teach on this, is because of these wounds. And I want to break this down for everyone to hear. The reason why we are in relationships is to heal the karmic wounds, period. It is to heal those wounds, because if we don't heal them, we can't experience true love. The reason why so many of us, we don't feel like we're experiencing true love, unconditional love. You hear Joy talk about unconditional love, and it's like, what is she on about? It's because we have karmic wounds coming from our past life experiences with our soulmates, our monadic soulmates from the 144. So a lot of the issues you're dealing with your partner, if you have a partner right now, with the partners that you have, partners who are the fathers or the mothers of your children, chances are this is not the first time you're meeting those souls. Chances are there is a wound both of you are working on right now, and you are here to heal it. The unfortunate truth is that most of us, we don't know that's what we're doing. We just thought it was about romance. And so we quit before we healed the wound. We ran before we healed the wound. And it delays us because it means we still have to come back and heal the wound. So that going to come back and be your partner again in another lifetime. So we have to heal the wounds so that we can come into union with our true beloved. Okay. Let me take a breather before I go into the true beloved. Let me know if you're following so far. Okay, are we together? I know I just probably dropped some big concepts, but yes. So yes, a lot of the time when we meet people, we feel like we knew them from somewhere. In fact, what attracts us to each other, I mean, other than the biology and yeah, it's mostly the biology. There's also that soul frequency, that soul recognition. That soul recognition that makes you feel attracted to that person. It's like your soul remembers them, and your soul remembers that you and them, you have a mission to heal the wounds from the past. The wounds of, the main core wounds we're healing in our relationships are the wounds of persecution, the wounds of abandonment, where they abandoned us, the wounds of betrayal, where they betrayed us, the wounds of separation, where we separated and we don't know why we separated. So we never really healed from that. What is the last wound? I always forget the last wound. Oof. Rejection. Oh, big one, where they rejected us. So these are the main wounds we are actually healing in our relationships with our beloveds, right? So what I'm trying to say is that the 144 are your soulmates. So they are very important. So every relationship you are in is important. There is no relationship that you're in that was not important. Most of it was a karmic mission to clear that out, right? And to clear that out is to come to a state of forgiveness, a state where you can let go of that wound. So I want you to take a minute and think about, have you healed all the relationships that you've been in this lifetime? Let's not even think about other lifetimes. In this lifetimes, did you come to a state of forgiveness, a state of acceptance, a state of love for the self? Did you continue to be you, or did you lose some part of yourself in that relationship? Did you stop believing in love because of that relationship? Because if that's the case, that means there's a wound there, right? There is a wound. Yeah. Yes. Oh, thank you, beloved, for sharing. Yeah. So most of us, because we don't realize, one, that we have ancient wounds. When we meet people, it's not the first time we're meeting them. We are called to them because of the wound, the karmic energy we hold with each other, and that we are coming together to balance, to heal, to come into harmony. So what then happens is that we have the amazing 3 months of love, and it's so beautiful getting to know. And then very quickly, emotions, these wounds are triggered, the rejection, the separation, the abandonment, the persecution, they are brought up, right? And so instead of us moving together through them, most of us, we choose to make the same choices. We reject, we abandon, we persecute, we separate, we betray. And we are still in the same frequency. And unfortunately, what that then creates is it breaks the soul and the heart, and then we may start to believe in love. Okay, and when we do that, this becomes a big loop where we keep coming back. We keep getting out our other soulmates who come again to come and help you heal that wound. So let's do an exercise. I want you to take a minute and let's look at this 5 core wounds. And I want you to think about what is the biggest core wound you feel you are healing right now and you've been healing in your relationships, okay? So we'll take a minute and think about the frequency of being abandoned, betrayed, rejected, being left, separation, and persecution. And the way to see what is the main wound you as a soul you are working on, and your beloveds have been coming into your life as your boyfriends or your girlfriends to help you heal that. You will know what that wound is because it's the thing all your exes keep doing. What is that thing? Let me know. Right? What is the frequency that you feel constantly keeps coming up? Do you keep constantly getting rejected by men or women, betrayed by them, abandoned by them? Do they constantly separate from you in ways that don't even make sense? Like they just have to go all the time, or they persecute you, or both of you are persecuted, and because of that persecution, you end up not being together. What is that? That's how you identify the wound you're playing out in your divine partnerships, right? Every partnership is divine. This is my thought. I believe that there is a divine reason why you're with that person, and most of it is to heal, to help you step into your higher self. And this is important because if you realize, I haven't even started to talk about the divine genetic equal, because we first have to move through the other soulmates, the other primary partners, and the other secondary partners. And what we're moving actually is that we're healing the core wound with them. They're helping us do that. Yes. Okay. So abandonment for Kiki. So thank you for sharing, beloved. Yeah, that's a big one. Especially the feminine feels abandoned by the masculine, right? Abandonment as well, and betrayal. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Connie, for sharing. Yeah, so if you don't feel comfortable sharing, that's fine. I just want you to do it wherever you are. And I want you to realize that this means that you are here to heal that wound. And it doesn't matter who the person is, they will keep coming to help you heal this wound until you do. So almost as if you are dating the same frequency over and over again. So this is what creates disappointment for us. We keep thinking, oh, there was something wrong with that person. He couldn't love me. He couldn't do this. But really, it's that our beloveds, they come matching the frequency of the wound we're healing. So it's like they recognize that wound, and that's what they bring. The same is true with them as well. There is a part that you are playing for in your partner's lives, right? That you are helping them heal. So it's not one-sided, it's two-way. Even they can say, all my women were like this, or all my men were like this, so it's not one-sided. So however, if we can understand this, we can understand that for us to feel unconditional love, to feel love, long-term love, relationships, divine partnerships, we have to do the work of healing that wound ourselves. Because if we don't, God is going to keep sending your soulmates to wake you up until you heal it. Because God wants you to be your true self. God wants you to not feel constantly abandoned and rejected and betrayed, because that is not true. Right? So this is not about what the person did. I know we can get angry about what the person did, and we are entitled to our sacred rage. But after we've moved through the anger of all the many ways that he or she betrayed us, we have to come back to the self and say, where did I give away my power? Why do I keep creating this pattern? What is in my core energy that keeps calling in this frequency of abandonment? And then you heal that. And once we can heal our core wounds, our divine union comes through. Your genetic equal, day one, he is the highest level of your soulmate. So when he comes into your life, he's coming in for the highest timeline, where you and him or her, you are coming together for a high mission. And he or she cannot come in if you are still stuck in the lower missions with the other soulmates, if you have not yet moved through your wounding. Because you see, your genetic equal, day one is literally another part of your soul. So this, you and him or she or her, when you come together, you become this powerful union that has the potential to change the entire scope of the human race. An example of a divine union is, I might literally break people's beliefs in this moment, but I'm just gonna say it. Jesus Christ and Mary Magdalene, they are an idea of the divine union, or Osiris and Isis, right? The Egyptian gods. Okay, I'm sorry. We're wrapping up, okay? Mary Magdalene and Jesus Christ were divine unions, and that union changed the entire world. They came for a big mission of anchoring in the crystals, the Christ energy in our planet, and the Sophia energy in our planet. When two divine unions and genetic equals come together, they have a big mission that they're doing. Because you see, the power of you and your union partner, it's unbelievable. When you come together, you can still be stuck in your wounding. Not that you don't have wounds, you're definitely going to heal wounds with that divine union for sure, because obviously you and them, you have ancient wounds as well. You've probably been together in some other lifetimes. So there will definitely be some wounds, but there will be deeper wounds beyond the core ones of just, oh man, keep abandoning me. When your divine union comes in, this is now where you are all going to be faced with high level mission, and where you're going to be required to be in devotion to something beyond Joy the girl and my love the boy. You know, it will be now about the soul and God and what we're here to do together. So you can see why in our planet we have not been seeing a lot of divine union partnerships. It is mostly because most of us, we missed the memo on what all the other relationships are about. So we never healed them. And so 10 years later, we're still literally recreating the same pattern. And your guides, your ancestors, they keep saying, please child, heal the wound, heal it, so that you can be with your true divine union partner, right? Your true union partner, your true divine union partner, they also, when they come into your life, they are also not in the, what we call the lower consciousness, they are not stuck in their pain body. So for them to come into your life, it means you are not also still operating from your pain. You may have the pain. This is not to say we don't have pain. We have pain, but we're no longer seeing ourselves as victim, as rejected women, as abandoned women, as women who are not worthy of love, women who are not good enough. This is no longer a belief you have. You have dropped all of that. Why did you drop all of that? Because you have to come to the powerful belief and truth that you are an eternal child of God and you were created perfect, and that there is nothing that has happened to you that implies otherwise. You have to come to the forgiveness of the shadow of humankind and the other aspects of our reality that make human beings make really painful choices that really deeply hurt our souls. But you have to transcend that. You have to refuse to allow these experiences to define who you are. You have to refuse to abandon your true essence. Your true essence, it knows it is love. It knows it is deserving of love. But love can't come in if you don't believe this. If you believe that you are worthy of being left, then that's the frequency, that's the oscillation. So that's what's going to be created by your higher self, your soul, and then the soul of your 144 soulmates. They will come and say, oh, you say you want to be left. Okay, we will do that for you. Because we love you so much, we will leave. This is one aspect of it. There is other levels. Like I mentioned, this is an entire module in my mystery school that I teach. Okay, I may have went a little deeper. Let me drink some water. Okay, let me know some of the questions you have, beloveds. Yeah, so we need to heal our frequency. And as you heal these ancient wounds, and as you come into union with yourself, what does that mean to become in union with yourself? Once you begin to like yourself, like, do you like yourself? Before we even come to, do you love yourself? When you do that, you like yourself and you love yourself. That changes the entire frequency. There is no one who's going to come in a frequency of a woman or a man who loves themselves and who absolutely likes themselves and they think they are the most amazing, beautiful human, because you are that. But this is not something to just say, it's something you need to believe in. And when you do, your frequency vibrates in a different level, and your soulmates, who are like the secondary soulmates and the primary, they can't come for this level because you have changed the mission. You are now playing at a different level. So the only soul that will come in is the genetic equal. Right? Because the genetic equal is literally like the higher, they're like the higher aspect of your team, your twin, your flame, the flame of God, right? So part of the reason why we have not been meeting our divine unions is that we haven't yet come into union with ourselves. We haven't healed the parts of us that are wounded, you know. We haven't healed our inner masculine. Everyone has a masculine within them, the inner masculine and the inner feminine. You need to heal them, and they come into union within you, in your body first, and then your divine union comes in. You could be with your divine union right now, but you're not experiencing the higher level self because both of you are stuck in the air, in the wounding and in the karma and in the pain. So it's really not so much of who is he, where can I find him? It's more of, I really need to become my own beloved first. I must love myself first. I must like myself first. I must come with I must come into union with myself, and also the highest level of myself, which is my higher self and my oversoul and the monad and Holy Mother, Holy Father God. I should be okay first. And then when my beloved comes, we are no longer trying to figure out, do you love me? Do you not love me? What is, and then we play all those games. Now we're like, baby, let's go, Sam. What is our mission? How do we express ourselves? How do we play? How do we enjoy each other? Now that's the conversation. There is no fear of being left, because you see, the only person who can ever truly leave you is you. And each time the men leave, then you follow them, you also leave yourself, and you're like, oh, I'm not worthy of being loved. Yeah, no. That's not the frequency for our divine union. We have to come back to ourselves, home to ourselves, learn to build us, heal us, build a home within ourselves, become our own beloved. And when someone comes in, when they come in, they find you full. What did Khalil Gibran say? I forgot the line, but something like, be a fool. Love is something about being a full glass, and all you're doing is just pouring into each other because you want to. You're not empty, you know? You're not hoping that he will save you or she will save you, because you saved yourself. You all know I'm all about save yourself, love yourself, you know? And then you are entitled, deserving, and actually it is a law that you get to share love with your soulmates, right? But you need to know this, and you need to believe this, and you need to be available to this, and you need to do the work that needs to be done for you to experience this love I'm speaking of. This is the love of devotion, the love of inspiration, the love of building together, you know, the love of exploring this beautiful planet, the love of creating babies together, the love of weddings and parties and birthdays and whatever it is that you dream of, that you're deserving of, right? But if you know that you're deserving of that, where to start is to look in which part of you is sabotaging you from having that. That's the work. Because everyone else around you, all your partners, they're just the mirror. They're trying to show you where you have been abandoning yourself, rejecting yourself, separating from yourself, persecuting yourself, betraying yourself. They're just mirrors. Get angry at them for what they did, then still come back and face you and deal with you. Then love will come. Okay, I'm gonna sit now. Okay, so let me see some questions. Let me know if you have any thoughts, any questions, but that's it, beloved. Yes, you have a divine union. He is there somewhere, she's there somewhere. I will tell you that with what's happening right now, with the Great Awakening, a lot of divine union partners incarnated together. What this means is that there is a high number of divine union partners, like souls, who are all born in the same time. So which means that we all have the potential to find him or her in this lifetime. Because actually, with what's happening in our planet, divine union partners are literally our defense against anti-life essences, forces that are anti-life, anti-humanity. The only way we win this war is with love. And the most dangerous thing in the universe is two people who are true beloveds. Because what we can pull, what we can do with our beloved is so powerful. We change the world. So if you're on an ascension path, this is part of your path. There's a part of you that needs to heal so that you can be in your divine union, so you can serve in your highest level. This is the highest level of service you can be in, being with your love. It's not the money, it's not even saving the world, it's be with your divine union. You heal so much more in that union than if you're not in it. Yeah. Okay, so definitely do some work. I am doing my work, y'all. I'm doing my work as well because, yeah, this revelation came to me. Okay, so let me see if you have any thoughts. Oh, yeah, I'm just looking at, I have no words, but I hope this was helpful because I hope it made sense for you, okay? Yeah. So how do we heal the frequency? So I was just right now doing the question where I was asking, what is your core wound, and how the core wound you recognize it based on what all your partners have been doing over and over again, the patterns of your relationship. So some people is abandonment. If you have abandonment, you have to heal that abandonment wound. Typically, all these core wounds, and next week I'm going to talk about this, not in April, I don't know if it's next week. Next week is my birthday, so next week Thursday, but I will do a live stream, but it's my birthday next week. Yeah, I don't know what I will do, but I will be 30 years old. So cool. But how do we heal? I'm going to do like a whole month of how do we heal in April for sure. But how we heal our core wounds is that you have to address this pain that you have around being abandoned or rejected and persecuted and separated from and betrayed, right? You have to heal and process these emotions. We have to feel them. We can't keep shoving them down and hope that the next person, our next partner is gonna like fix them for us. No one is coming to fix them. You have to fix them. Only you can fix them, right? So that's essentially how we heal. It's self-healing. And this is why I'm so in love with teaching people how to heal themselves. This is why like my sessions are intense and big, and I give you the information for free. But I can give this information for free because what we need is not just the knowledge, it's the processing, the healing, the shifting, the transmutation, the alchemy. And this alchemy at its core is we need to bring in the Holy Spirit into the body. We heal with our high level of frequencies, right? And actually honestly processing. And just sometimes, yeah, sometimes you need to just talk it out. This is why I absolutely love doing quantum inner child healing, because you can just heal from just processing something that happened to you when you were a child that was traumatic, right? Speaking of which, April is open if you want to do these sessions with me. If you've never done healing, highly recommend you do quantum inner child healing with me. Very profound. It's life-changing for many people. So that's how you heal the frequency. You do your healing. You don't skip it. You don't wait for someone else to do it. You don't hope that Joy comes and she does his amazing things. Joy is just a support. You get to feel. You have to feel the things. Because each time you feel it, it loses its power. It shifts, it moves in the body, and then you stop attracting people who keep abandoning you, the soulmates who keep abandoning you. Because you see, they're coming in as part of the contract. Everyone in your monad, that contract is actually for you, to help you. It doesn't look that way when they're doing the pain. This is some part of the story. There's another part of the story that I go deeper into in my school. But some part of it is that it's all for you. I know it doesn't feel that way when they're rejecting you and abandoning you and betraying you, but it's all for you to reclaim your power, you know? Yeah, so yeah, self-love, self-acceptance, yes, and for that is true. Hello, Latasha. It's so good to see you here, girl. Oh, thank you for joining. Oh, love that. Yes. Okay. Okay, so let me see. Once you find your divine, would you still be tested with familiar wounds? Okay, so one, this is not a test. God is not testing you. Okay, God is not testing us. God has given us core creation powers, has given us free will to create our realities as we want. However, the laws of our universe and the very fact that we have free will, there are some of us who keep forgetting who we are. And because we have forgotten and we believe in what we see, we keep hurting others. We keep believing that accumulating wealth, accumulating status, power here is more important than love. And because of that forgetting of who we are and where we come from, which is we are God and we are cosmic being and we come from the cosmos and we're ancient souls, because we keep forgetting this, we keep hating each other. And it's not a test. It is an exploration. Our universe is an opportunity to explore your power, to explore your creation abilities, to explore truth, liberation, all these things, these logos we speak of. We're all just explorers. And in this exploration, there is where we forget who we are and we move into very far off left to the dark, to destruction, to the hurting of each other. And then God has allowed his children to do what they want. And God has given us, as his children, the opportunity to choose something different all the time. God has chosen to trust us that even if we go too far off as humanity, we will remember who we are and we'll come back to love. It's not a test. It is actually being given the power and the respect to be a co-creator with the source creator, right? I say this because it's so easy to constantly feel like God is testing you, like you're not worthy of love because it's some kind of test. This is not a test. It is definitely a platform or a space or, a time and space where a lot of things are happening and you do need to wake up to what these things are and reclaim your power. And last, we're going to talk about sovereignty. It's about claiming your sovereign powers and using them for the positive creation of positive experiences that your soul seeks, right? And so that's the first thing. It's not a test. You're not being tested. God has no time to test you. God is creating many, many planets, and I don't even know what else he's doing at this point or what she's doing at this point. What they are doing, the beloved, the original beloved is Holy Mother, Holy Father God, right? So it's not a test, beloved. And when you do meet your divine partner, you will also do healing work with them on the ancient wounds. But what will be different from my understanding is there will be that devotion where things like betrayal and like betrayal as we know it, like this betrayal of someone just cheating on you with 1,000 girls, your true divine union will never do that to you because they understand they are you. You are them, like you are the same thing. Like it's like hurting your own soul, right? You are literally the same soul. I think people don't get that. Like you're the same soul. This person, it's your soul in a male body or a female body. That's what it means to have a true beloved. It's the same soul. It's one soul in two bodies. That's what you are, right? So your soul can never hurt each other, right? You have the same soul DNA. Obviously, you will have differences because of the bloodlines you are born into, your ancestral DNA and personalities and all that. There will be those differences, but at your core, in your essence, you have similar blueprints and frequencies and a similar mission because you are one soul. So they wouldn't really do some of the things that you're 140 for. Their mission isn't to play with you at the level of like betrayal and deep separation, abandonment, and so on. But they are human, as in the same way that you are human. And when we are here, sometimes we make really stupid mistakes as human beings, right? Every one of us. Sometimes we move into fear. Sometimes, we forget who we are. Every one of us does. And we say those hurtful things. So there will be wounds, but it won't be like the wounds that you may have experienced. There won't be the wounds that are like so deep that you just have to leave that person. You know what I mean? It will be wounds like, oh, babe, you didn't come pick me up, and you know that I have a thing with time. Such things, but they will definitely be ancient wounds that you will work in together as a divine union. And from my understanding, it's almost like you are twins, so you can feel each other's pain at some level. So you or they wouldn't hurt you because they will feel that pain will come back to you, because it's like you are hurting yourself, really. Yeah, so that's the divine union. It's definitely something that we all deserve. I want to say this, like for me, for a long time, I knew this when I was a child. Like I always knew this, that I have a divine union, and like he is there somewhere. And somewhere along the way, as a Black African girl, that stopped once I started to experience the typical story that every Black woman can tell you, right? And I stopped believing in it. And then I started to do the healing work. And I realized some of the things I was saying just now, the patterns, and I started to heal. I can tell you this. The one thing, if I was to say, what is one of the things that has really helped me in my healing, is addressing my father wound. You have to address your relationship with your father if you want to heal your relationship with the masculine. That's where we begin. We have to heal the father wound. That was a big, that has been the biggest shift for me, like doing my father wound work. It really started to open me up, and the quality of partners, soulmates I've had since I started healing work, they've been amazing. They are the kind of men that I didn't even know existed. The connection was on another level. And if there was any separation, really the separation had nothing to do with any one of us betraying the other. It was the last two people I separated from, is that because I had to come back home, I met them in India. Like I met one in India, one in Kenya. So I just had to leave them because I couldn't stay there. It was like, I still feel like that was the purest, the last relationship I had. They were really pure relationships. I really felt deeply loved by these two beautiful men, and I can't say that they hurt me, rejected me, abandoned me in any way. Unfortunately, they are just not my divine union partners. So that's why we didn't end up together. So I don't have hang-ups from my last relationships, because I really started to heal, and I could relate with men, and I could love men, and I could love myself and not put it on him to love me. That really changed the quality of relationships I've had. And when we couldn't be together because I had to leave India and come back here, and he has to stay, I wasn't attached to it, because I knew, and I will tell the person, you are my cosmic soulmate. You absolutely loved me like a soulmate. Thank you for that, and knew that if this is not him, then the one will come when it's his time. Yeah. Okay, so that's it. Y'all, I could talk about the divine union. It's part of my work. I love teaching on this work. And probably in the future, I will only do it once my divine union partner comes through, because I feel like I can only teach on it if he's actually here. But yeah, this is one of my favorite topics. So thank you so much, Warrior for suggesting this topic. Let me know what spoke to you, right? I hope I answered all the questions and you now have a better understanding, right? So what was your aha moment? And yeah, I hope that really helps. Yes, Warrior Connie, the father wound is a big one. You'd actually realize that that main core wound is connected to your father, definitely, all the time. Yeah. Okay. So I just had an aha moment that we shouldn't always view ourselves as victims. Yes, you are not a victim. You are a sovereign being. You are so powerful. You're loved by God. And you were sent here to do amazing, beautiful things. Yeah. Just maybe we also have a purpose to help our divine beloveds by showing them areas they also need to heal. Yeah, and I mean, ultimately, we don't even really, we're not responsible for the healing of our divine beloveds. We're only responsible for our healing, right? And the thing is, when you do heal, there's always a ripple effect that your divine beloved, wherever they are, as you're doing this healing, they feel this healing. They may not know where it's coming from. So the more you heal, the more wherever they are, even if they were in their own also shadow self, they because you are connected to them, like you are like, you know, the story of the red thread, wherever they are in the world right now, you are connected to them. So as you heal, you are also helping them heal and inspiring them to heal, such that when you get at this level, even they will just organically get in the level in which both of you can meet, right? So I know women, we like taking projects of trying to help our divine beloveds heal, like show them where they need to heal. And sometimes that's us running away from our healing. So I am all about heal you, and know that as you're healing, you're most of the time you're healing so many people. You're healing your monadic group, you're healing your ancestral family, your bloodline, you're healing him or her wherever they are, right? So yes. Yes, so if you are hurting each other, let's go heal. Let's go heal. And I have found that this is not necessarily like a rule, but I have found that the divine feminine goes first into the healing. For some reason, the divine feminine is compelled. Okay, the reason is that the divine mother is the architect of the spirit realm. So, and the divine father is the architect of the physical realm. So the divine feminine often is led to the spiritual work, while the divine masculine wants to fix things for in the physical, right? So I know sometimes we get frustrated and we're like, why aren't our men healing? But the truth is the divine feminine goes to healing first. And it's okay. Go do your healing. He will come. You will inspire him to come. So yeah, let's begin to heal. Okay. Yes, hashtag this is not a test. It's not a test. Thank you, beautiful Latasha. Yes, I've got my hair looking all good. Mother wounds and father wounds are your best friends. Please go heal them. Yeah, so that's it, beloved, for the divine union. I hope that gave you something to think about, and that you know that you're deserving of love, and that you can actually get that love in this lifetime, and that you need to like yourself and love yourself enough to do the work that is required to do it. So that, I mean, like, I think the dream is to meet him or her when you know, you are feeling safe to receive love, to give love, right? I do want to say this, the last thing, I promise. I can talk forever about this, but the last thing is that this is not to say that you can't be with your divine union if you haven't healed. You can be with your divine union, and usually the reason why you can be with them comes from your belief that you can be with them, that they have to come in. That you can go to the Godhead and say, God, I need my beloved to come. I am ready for my beloved. Lead me to what I need to do for him to come. I need this person now. This is my prayer to God. God, please, divine union must come right now. Yeah. So I just want to say, you don't need to be at some level to only be worthy of your divine union. However, if you know that there's a part of you that doesn't believe in what I'm saying about divine unconditional love being your human right, then let's heal that. And as we do clear that, then he will come. Like, all of this is based on your co-creation and what you're choosing to believe in and what you're choosing to create. Okay. Yes, so that's it, beloved. If you want to do some work or either on the divine union, on your core wounds, yeah, I have some sessions open for April. So you can go book your multidimensional once-off session. These are 2-hour sessions, and we can do either inner child work. And in the inner child work, usually your inner child will tell us, are we doing the mother wound or the father wound? It just happens very organically. So you can do that. You can do the ancestral work with me. You can also do your soul work. You know, we retrieve your soul wherever it's lost. Soul retrieval work. We can also do your higher mission if you want to get in alignment with your purpose. So next week, I am opening the mystery school. Unfortunately, beloved, I will only be opening it once this year because yeah, I really just want to go deep with one group for 1 year. So we're going to do 1 year together. It's very beautiful. This is a lower offering where you can pay monthly, and you can, yeah, next week it will be completely updated and you can go check in. And yeah, if you love this kind of information and you need to journey with me to heal in a safe space, go check that out. And yeah, next week is my birthday, so I don't know what the topic will be, but we'll probably, yeah, do something nice, not this intense. Or maybe we'll do a Q&A. I don't know, we'll see. So yeah, that's it for today. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you next week on my birthday. Bye.